Bueno, gente, ya está la segunda parte de la entrevista. Vamos a ver qué dijo Ronaldo. Leí algún título. No mucho, no mucho más. Sí vi que el club anunció que va a hacer un statement, como más adelante va a tirar una resolución sobre el tema de Ronaldo, pero bueno. Hay rumores de que lo van a multar, que lo van a despedir y no sé cuántas cosas, pero bueno. Vamos a ver la entrevista, la segunda parte, final ya.
This is Piers Morgan Uncensored. Coming up, revelations from Ronaldo. Football's biggest superstar gives his blistering verdict on life at Manchester United.
From London, this is Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Welcome to this special edition of Piers Morgan Uncensored. In the next hour, Cristiano Ronaldo turns up the heat. He sensationally reveals he has no respect for his current manager. He calls out Manchester United's owners, the Glazers. He talks candidly about his future at Old Trafford and the World Cup in Qatar. He even reveals his retirement plans and what he thinks of Lionel Messi. But I begin with a very personal question. Do you have more pounds in the bank or more Instagram followers?
It's a good question. Probably similar, I don't know. Probably similar.
I'm just trying to work out how Wayne Rooney could hate you even more, and probably that's the answer.
Well, not only him. Imagine the rest of the rats, they're going to criticize me too. But it's good. It's good to be still number one. If you see the...
No creo que le falta
something
Rooney la
that makes
plata,
me happy too. If you see Forbes magazine, every year I'm in the top of the list, so it's not by coincidence too.
But knowing you, it's not the money so much. It's just you want to be at the top, right? I mean, that's what I think what drives you. Someone said to me, what drives Cristiano Ronaldo? I don't think it's money. I think it's being the best, beating people. It's that competitive streak.
The records, the adrenaline. But Piers, let's be honest. The last years, the football changed. I see football now as a business, to be honest. Sometimes Georgian have expression that I don't understand. They treat you players like a piece of meat. I say, yes, you say everything. It's true. When they want you, when they count with you, they give you everything. When they don't, they try to make a hard life to you. I see football, Piers, the last years as a business. I saw many things that I'm disappointing. The passion for the game is still intact, but in the same way, I saw other things as well, which is surprised me, but in the same way, it's part of the business, because if you see the world how it is in the moment, it's all business. Everyone take on itself. They are more individual.
Well, you become a commodity, don't you?
Rato es negocio el fútbol, me parece raro que Ronaldo no lo sepa, ¿no? Una persona que probablemente gana más plata por fuera de lo que le pagan los clubes que lo que genera por jugar al fútbol, o sea.
Where if you can sell record number of shirts in 24 hours, great, right? But if suddenly the team isn't performing well and they need someone to blame, it looks to me like at Manchester United, the default position is it's got to be Cristiano's fault.
Exactly, it's always my fault. The problem is always me. I look like I'm the black sheep, right, which is I don't like. If you do it good, or if you do bad, they're always going to find some criticize. Even in the national team, the last 3 months, as I told you before, the criticize was...
Pero, ¿quién lo critica a Ronaldo? Lo que se le critica a Ronaldo ahora son las actitudes que ha tenido. El rendimiento de los hinchas del Manchester, la verdad, no es algo que nos vuelva locos. O sea, una persona más o menos consciente con la edad que tiene Ronaldo, no hace pretemporada, hace berrinche, no vas a esperar que tenga un rendimiento muy alto. Esperábamos que cambiara esa actitud y retomara el nivel, pero claramente está lejos. Me parece que esta gente no aguanta una pequeña crítica futbolística porque ya se ponen que son ratas y... Muy sensible Ronaldo, muy sensible.
So bad. I mean, not only in football way, but professional and family way as well, which surprised me a lot. Look like I was a bad guy, which is not true. People have to listen from my mouth the facts as well. This is why I give this interview, because I think it's the right time to speak out of my mind, which is what they say the last 4 or 5 months is completely garbage. I'm not going to say 100%, but 99% it was garbage. People say false things or lie things.
Which things have annoyed you the most?
¿Qué cosa? Ah.
Family issues.
I want to talk about one in particular on that, which is when you were late back for the pre-season training. A lot of speculation because you'd said several weeks before that you wanted to play Champions League football and that you were maybe looking for another option because it didn't look like United would get to play Champions League.
Let's make my points. For example, the pre-season moment, and after you mentioned new clubs or the interesting. For example, the pre-season, I had a very, very bad, which is I don't say nobody. The people who surround me, they saw, friends and even my mom. I had some problems in vacation that my young daughter, they have a little problem. They have bronchitis, which is she's staying.
Bronchitis?
Bronchitis,
Really?
yes.
Your little baby?
Yes. I was in Mallorca in holidays and she stayed 1 week in hospital, which was, you know, you don't enjoy a lot the vacation.
And after what had happened, so worried.
Exactly. And the people make up histories that they say that I don't want to go travel. Please, people have to understand that I'm a human being. I'm always going to be in my side of my family. I'm not negotiate nothing behind that. You understand? And I even have the letters from the hospital, the feedback of the health of Bella, which is I'm not showing nobody. Nobody asked me. I keep for me. People forget that I'm human being, that I pass through a difficult moments.
Well, you must have been worried sick. I mean,
I was very worried.
You lost your baby son, and now your baby daughter's in hospital.
Exactly.
And you must have been absolutely.
I spoke with the directive and the president of Manchester United, and then kind of that didn't believe that something going wrong, which is make me feel bad.
Really?
Yes.
They didn't believe you.
They believe you, but in the same way, they are there. I never ever gonna change the health of my family for a football. Never.
No estamos de acuerdo con Ronaldo, ¿no? No sé cuánto tiene la hija chica, pero si tiene bronquitis, puede ser ya. No es algo muy grave en una persona mayor o ya con cierta edad, pero si es bebé o algo, es grave. Más si ya había pasado lo otro, se entiende que llegue tarde a la pretemporada. Después lo de los Glazer, bueno, de esas plagas se puede esperar cualquier cosa, pero ya es una percepción de él, ¿no? Es imposible saber realmente si pasó eso o no.
Never. Now or 10 years behind or forward, and it's something that really hurt me because they doubt of my words that I struggle, especially.
Claro, es re chico. Obviamente, es súper grave.
Especially Bella and Gio, we had 1 week in hospital because the Bella have a big problem. And I didn't go to the pre-seasons because of that, because I didn't was allowed to leave my family if something happened to do it the pre-season, because I think it wasn't not fair to leave my family for a pre-season. This is why I didn't go.
I mean, if my employer didn't believe a story like that, I would be so angry.
Because everyone, I'm not mentioned only in that Manchester way, but in the world, especially in the football world, they are very, very, very individual. Everyone look for themselves or themselves. They don't care about your moments, your struggle moments, your issues, family problems. They want you. They want you. Doesn't matter your family problems. I don't mean Manchester, but in a general. As I told you before, the football goes so fast. You have many competition, many games, pre-season, World Cup now. Listen, we have you have one game. After 3-4 days, you have to be in the national team, preparation for the World Cup. It's hard. Sometimes you have to sell everything and, you know, be with your family, take the best decisions. And in this summer, I didn't feel comfortable. I feel uncomfortable the way they treat me, especially the press. They doubt about me, the professional that I am. It's impossible to be 21 in the top of the game if you're not professional. They doubt about me, which is make me feel very, very, very sad.
Eso no es responsabilidad del
Because in
Manchester.
my life, I'm always one of the best professionals. This is why I still play in the high level.
You play in a pre-season friendly and you leave the ground early with several other players. And there's another huge fuss about this. What was the truth about that? Had you got permission to go? Do you wish you hadn't left early now? Ten Hag wasn't happy, it was reported. What's the truth?
Yes, I will be honest with you. It's something that I regret to left from the stadium, probably. Or maybe no, I don't know. It's difficult to tell you 100%.
Digamos que el contexto de Ronaldo de ese partido creo que fue un partido antes de que ya empiece la temporada. Se perdió la pretemporada y habían rumores de que estaba buscando clubes y que lo estaban ofreciendo a todos los clubes había por haber y nadie lo podía, o no lo querían o no lo podían pagar o no encajaban en los planes. Creo que el más cerca que estuvo fue el Napoli y querían intercambiar por otro jugador del Napoli. No sé, toda una tramoya y muy difícil por el sueldo que cobra y bueno, eso es lo que se escuchó, así que está. En ese contexto Ronaldo se va antes, juega un rato, no lo pusieron mucho creo, no me acuerdo si jugó todo el partido y después se va antes del estadio. No es el único que se va también, pero bueno, no viniste toda la pretemporada, viniste un partido y te vas antes, o sea, vamos arriba.
But let's say I regret. But in the same way, I felt provoked by the coach. I'm not allowed for me, a coach, to put me in 3 minutes in a game. Sorry, I'm not that kind of player.
3 minutos. 3 minutos. Jugó mucho más de 3 minutos.
No.
Eso estoy seguro. No
What
quiero
I can
buscarlo
give
porque me
to
da
the
pereza,
teams.
pero jugó
You're
mucho
talking
más de 3
about the
minutos.
Tottenham thing.
The Tottenham
Yeah, I'm
player.
talking about in pre-season there was a friendly where you left the ground with several other
Me
players.
and
Talking about in pre-season,
teams.
you're talking about the Tottenham thing.
The Tottenham
Yeah,
player.
I'm talking about
Ah,
in pre-season there was a friendly.
Ya se fue a otro partido que nada que ver. No, en pretemporada jugó, creo que arrancó de titular y jugó casi todo el primer tiempo. Y parte del segundo, después lo cambiaron.
Where you left the ground with several other
Me
players.
and 8 players.
Right, so
But they mention only my name,
yeah.
which is everyone do that. I don't understand why they mention only about high value kind of game. Last year, many players do it the same. In that game, 8 players do it the same. So, but they only speak about the black sheep.
Para mí no está bien que se vaya. Siendo él y el ejemplo que tiene que dar, y que recién había llegado, no está bien que se vaya. Ahora no deja de tener razón de que si se ponen el resto, está. Igual, Ten Hag nunca salió a, creo que no en realidad, a quejarse exclusivamente de Ronaldo. Creo que se quejó de todos los que se fueron, o más que nada de él, y creo que Dalot era el otro del primer equipo que se fue, pero está. No es algo tan grave, pero bueno, en el contexto que venía él, me parece que era mejor quedarse.
Which is me, I completely understand. Okay, it's done. I apologize to the coach, and for me, the chapter was closed.
Coming next, Ronaldo claims he's being forced out of Manchester United. It seemed to me that right from the start, Ten Hag wanted to show you who the boss was. That he dropped you, he benched you, he mucked you around, he talked about you in the press. Were you getting that feeling? I mean, did you feel that?
The feeling, he always mentioned to me that I didn't need the preseason, so I should wait for my opportunity. I really understand. I understand. But I'm not going to give you points, but he don't do it the same procediment to every players. I'm not going to mention players, but they don't do it the same way. Second, I understand that becoming a new job, Manchester was so bad the last 5 years that they should clean the house, let's say in that way. But the way they approach, the way the press make this so big, it's because probably the communication wasn't.
Sí, qué jugador habla. Para mí, en su momento, hacían comparaciones con Anthony, que para mí no son válidas, porque Anthony hizo pretemporada en el Ajax viene de jugar con Ten Hag, conoce el sistema perfectamente, por eso lo pusieron automáticamente. Y bueno, valió también 100 millones de euros, ¿no? O sea, o más, pues el euro es en moneda esta inglesa. Es obvio que iba a jugar de entrada, pero bueno, ya viene con pretemporada, es joven y ya está acostumbrado, es un jugador de Ten Hag, lo mismo que Lisandro, o sea, es obvio que iban a jugar, no sé si lo dice por ello. Casemiro vino del Madrid, medio bajo de ritmo y no jugó. Jugó McTominay todos los primeros partidos, que tenía un nivel alto, estaba jugando bien. Cuando McTominay bajó un poco el nivel y Casemiro ya estaba un poco mejor, empezó a jugar y ahora es titular. Es lo normal. No sé, Ronaldo me parece que acá está pifiando. Además de que los minutos que lo ponían no funcionaba bien y Rashford y Marcial habían jugado una muy buena pretemporada. Yo creo que si Marcial no se hubiera lesionado, hubiera jugado menos todavía Ronaldo.
The best. But I really understand in the beginning because I didn't do the preseason. I don't start to play, but going more farther than that, other things happen that people they don't know. And I'm not hiding that the empathy with the coach is not good. I'm honest.
You don't have a good relationship with him.
I'm not mean good relationship. The empathy is not good. Let's say.
Do you think he respects you?
I think you don't respect the way I should deserve. But it is what it is. This is why probably the game against Tottenham I left.
Well, I want to come to these two games. So against Manchester City, where United got destroyed, he didn't bring you on. He brought on other strikers, but didn't bring you on. And I felt insulted on your behalf. I was like, well, surely against Manchester City, if you're losing this badly.
Piers Morgan claramente es un ignorante de fútbol, por lo menos debe tener muy poco. Ese partido, el City nos hace mierda. El planteo de Ten Hag era tratar de presionar arriba, tenés que tener gente rápida, porque si no, al City no le sacas la pelota, pero ni ahí. Claramente no puedes empezar con Ronaldo ese partido, menos en el nivel que estaba Ronaldo. No fue tan la paliza que nos dieron que ya creo que en menos de 20 minutos hemos perdido 3 o 4-0, o sea, era un partido totalmente perdido. Con o sin Ronaldo en la cancha no iba a cambiar nada. Yo estoy de acuerdo con lo que hizo Ten Hag. O ponía un sistema presionar arriba sin Ronaldo, o ponía un equipo que aguante atrás con Ronaldo. Y bueno, eligió la otra táctica y bueno, después nos cagaron a pelotazos y ya no había lugar para que entre Ronaldo, ¿no? Eso es la lectura que yo hago de ese partido. Me parece que ponerlo en el momento que lo mandó a calentar o al segundo tiempo no iba a cambiar nada. Ronaldo no iba a hacer 4 goles y empatar ese partido. Ese Ronaldo ya no existe. Además que ni siquiera llegábamos para crearle tantas chances. O sea, no es un Ronaldo que se va a sacar a 2 o 3 y te va a clavar un gol no sé, de afuera del área. Muy difícil, muy difícil.
You've got the greatest player of all time sitting there. You at least give him some time, don't you? But he didn't. And he said afterwards the reason was he had too much respect for you. He wanted to respect you. When you heard him say that, what did you think?
Excuses. I see as excuses. I say many things that I don't wanna criticize him. He can have different opinion than me that they choose the players that I think is better for the team. I respect that. But the excuses all the time, the excuses have short legs. You cannot excuse all the time, which is things that don't make sense. Okay, you don't put me against Manchester City because of respect of your career, and you want to put me 3 minutes against Tottenham.
Well, that's the thing. So then you then play Tottenham.
Don't make sense.
And then he wants to bring you on with 3 minutes to go, which is the complete opposite to what he said the situation was with City.
I think he did purpose. Because, for example, in the national team, the other clubs, if the coach wants to put me 5 minutes, if someone injured or if they really need me, I will help. But in that way, I felt provoked.
Yo siento que esa vez Ten Hag contra Tottenham, el Manchester iba ganando 2-1. No tenía mucho sentido poner a Ronaldo. Me parece que Ten Hag ya estaba sintiendo la presión de que no lo había puesto en todo el partido y que el equipo había funcionado sin él. Y bueno, para mí lo quería poner en los últimos minutos como para que entre y bueno, no se sienta que está en contra de él, pero claramente si esa fue la intención le salió mal porque Ronaldo ya lo tomó para el culo. No era el único que estaba calentando tampoco, que iba a entrar 3 minutos, lo que pasa que bueno, con el ego y el orgullo de Cristiano es complicado.
not only because of that game, but before some.
He was
histories.
deliberately provoking you,
Well, everyone know that.
disrespecting you, you think?
Exactly. This is why I say I don't have respect for him, because he don't show me respect for me. This is why we are in that situation. I have to be honest that the things don't going well because of that, because the empathy don't exist, and he keep say things for the press, but the press say what they think it's good to protect probably him and Manchester United. But as I know, as I understand many things, that he signed 3 years contract with Manchester United. Probably I'm not going to be too much long in Manchester United, apart when I'm finished my contract. I really understand, but I like guys that they don't lie, they speak honest, they be frontal. And I'm not negotiate my morals. My morals always will be intact. And what's going in my things the last 2 months was not respect in many ways, which is it I can regret. For example, against Tottenham, to left the stadium before the finish.
Well, there's a video clip which appears to show Ten Hag telling you to get ready to come on, and you gesticulate back to him, "I'm not going to do that." And as a result, you get suspended for the next couple of games, and he goes public and says it's because you refused to come on. And you did then issue a statement of some regret, saying, you know, you're a professional and you've never been suspended before, I don't think, in your entire career. I mean, when you look back at that, I guess my question would be, you've always been very acutely aware of your role model status around the world. Do you wish, with hindsight, you hadn't done that and handled it a different
Probably.
way?
I regret to left the stadium.
Yeah.
But I was, as I told the Pierce before, I didn't felt that he had respect for me to put me on 3 minutes after the issues that we had before. I was very, 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 very disappointing for the communicator of Manchester United, to be honest. I never had a problem with any club, with any coach, and they suspend me 3 days.
Nunca tuve ningún problema con ningún entrenador. Con Mourinho terminaron horrible en Madrid. ¿Cuál fue el otro que había tenido problemas también? Otro que estuvo en el Madrid aparte de Mourinho. Creo que fue antes de Zidane. No me acuerdo. También tuvo problemas. Yo qué sé. Y con Ferguson, algunos choques tuvieron. Después quedó todo bien, pero tampoco sos un angelito, Ronaldo.
Which is this, I felt a lot, and it was and level of sport clubs, I felt a lot, and it was a shame.
Was it humiliating for you?
I think so, yes. I have to say the truth, what I felt. I remember I arrived. Well, I don't want to say details what he pretend to do it, but I'm not going to say that. But I remember arriving home and Cristiano see me, "Daddy, you not go to the game?" I said, "No, because the club punished me with 3 days." And he do it like, how they gonna punish you if you are the best player in the world and you're not gonna play? I said, "No, I'm not gonna play because I'm behave." And he look at me like, "My daddy not behave what?" In one way, I was good because I was like more relaxed, but in the same way, I feel very disappointed because, okay, I regret, I apologize, I'm not perfect, I commit a mistake, but to suspend me 3 days for that, I think it's too much, and they make fire for the press, which is really disappoint me.
El niño es el padre, obviamente, va a decir eso, ¿no? Pero el fuego lo hiciste vos para la prensa directamente haciendo eso.
And that seems to have been the pattern of the way Ten Hag has wanted to treat you since he became manager. Just constant.
La gran Carlos Tevez en el City, ¿no? Esa fue tal cual. Peor todavía, porque a Tevez lo mandan... Una semana lo suspendieron, creo. Se fue una semana de vacaciones para Argentina, volvió cuando quiso. Y al final lo tuvieron que poner igual a Mancini para poder pelear la Premier con el Manchester, que no me acuerdo si no le ganó el Manchester la de ese año.
Attempt to disrespect you, I guess.
Many points happen. I think in some certain points, I think was strategy from the club for me to react like that.
Because they wanted you to leave?
Probably yes.
They're trying to force you out, you think?
Yes. Not only the coach, but the other 2 or 3 guys there around the club.
At the senior executive level.
Yes, that I felt betrayed.
And you think they're trying to get rid of you?
Honestly, I shouldn't say that. I don't know, but listen, I don't care. I'm always, people should listen the truth. Yes, I feel betrayed, and I felt that some people that don't want me here, not only this year, but last year too.
They didn't want you to go there at all?
No.
Really?
No. Yes. The owners of the club, they don't.
The Glazers?
The Glazers, they don't care about the club. I mean, professional sport. As you know, Manchester is a marketing club. They will get his money from the marketing. The sports, they don't really care, in my opinion.
Do you ever talk to them, the Glazers?
Never.
Never?
Never.
Not since you've gone back?
No. They give all the power to the president, the sport directive.
A lot of Manchester United fans are very negative about the Glazers. They think they're taking all the money out and not spending enough on players, on the infrastructure issues you talked about. Do you think the fans are right?
The fans, they're always right. I think the fans should know the truth. Should know that.
Bueno, como no comparto muchas cosas con Ronaldo, esta es la parte que comparto y que puede ayudar mucho al club. Porque con lo que mueve Ronaldo, que salga y los mate hacia los Glazers, realmente puede hacer un cambio en el club o para que realmente lo pongan en venta. Porque esto es desastroso.
The players, we want the best for the club. I want the best of the club. This is why I'm coming to Manchester United. This is why I love this club. But you have some things inside the club which don't help to Manchester reach the top level as City, Liverpool, and even now Arsenal, for example, which is complicated. It's difficult. It's hard. In my opinion, it will be hard for Manchester to be in the top of the game the next 2-3 years. If they don't change.
If the Glazers stay as owners.
I'm not mean the Glazers, but
The structure.
the structure. As Picasso say, you have to destroy it to rebuild. And if they can start from me, for me it's not a problem. I'm always gonna say I love Manchester United. I love the fans. They're always on my side. But if they want to do it, different era, different generation, they have to change many, many things.
When you walked away at Spurs and didn't go on, Gary Neville said your behaviour was unacceptable, called for you to be punished. He said he knows what he's doing. He's experienced, and players of that power have a real negative impact when they do it. The influence they have on other players is really negative. And it was after that you gave them the old blank treatment, which was very funny, by the way. But for Neville to say that about you?
They don't see the big picture. Why I react like that? What's happened?
All the behind the scenes stuff.
All the behind the scenes. I was probably not provoked. They will accept to play 3 minutes after the whole situations that going through the last 2 months. Don't tell me that top players, the guys who won everything, the key players, will play 3 minutes. Come on, this isn't acceptable. After.
No comparto. Ryan Giggs lo vi varias veces entrar con 40 años o entre los 37 y 40, jugaba pocos minutos, a veces lo ponía menos, más. El tipo siempre voló y ganó todo.
What they keep saying before, that they respect me, they do this, they do that. For me, it wasn't not respect. This is why I take this decision. I regret. I apologize to my teammates for the situation. I did a post in Instagram. I regret to left from the stadium. I regret my teammates. They know what I felt. I say to them, apologize. But in the same way, I'm not regret to take the decisions to don't coming on. I'm like that. I will be always like that. If you don't have respect for me, I'm never gonna have respect for you. And the coach didn't have respect for me, so this is why the relationship it's in that way. And he keeps saying in the press that he can't with me, like me, blah 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 blah. But it's only for the press.
Really?
Yes, 100%.
So where are you now in your head with all this? Because the World Cup
Fuera del club,
is about to
claramente.
start. You're going to go there with Portugal, and we'll talk about that in a moment, with a very exciting team, actually. But where are you with United? They won't be playing again now until after Christmas. That leaves a few days before the January transfer window. Do you think you'll still be a United player come January 1st?
It's difficult to tell right now, Piers, because my mood is right now to the World Cup. It's probably my last World Cup, of course, my 5th World Cup. I don't know what's going to happen after the World Cup. But as I told you before, and I will say again, the fans will be always in my heart, and I hope they being in my side, even if I'm back or if I'm not back or if I stay or whatever. Nobody's perfect. Episodes in the life we all have. It's part of the human beings. It's part of me to be a human being and father as well. I always will commit mistakes, but I don't know. It's hard to tell you right now what's going to happen in the World Cup because my focus is only for the World Cup, for the Portugal national team.
Coming next, will Ronaldo still be at Old Trafford after the World Cup? I'll ask him.
Muy...
If you had your time again, knowing what was going to happen, would you sign for Manchester United again?
As I told in the beginning, I'm always took my decisions by not emotional moments, but maybe this decision I took by emotional. I'm not regret because I took with 100% conscience, but it was more emotional than rational. Don't know if it makes sense. But it was good. It was good because I was happy when they left me be happy. So I tried to give my advices, my experience to help Manchester United to be where they deserve to be. I don't pretend to be more smart than the other ones. Nobody is smarter than me, but I'm not smarter than nobody. When I arrive in Manchester United, I always be available to help the team to do the good things, to put in the right spots, to compete with the best teams. But it's hard when they cut your legs and they don't like you to shine, and they don't listen to your advices. I think I have a word to advise to the club because the trophies that I won, individual and collective, I think I can help a lot. But when the infrastructure is not good.
What's amazing is you ended last season with hat-tricks. You're scoring hat-tricks for fun, one against Tottenham. You know, you were playing great football, but you were starting most games. And now this season, you've barely started any games.
Something happened.
You know, I'd imagine you're a bit like a racehorse, right? If you don't start.
I didn't do the pre-season.
Right, right.
It's the excuse.
Right, which is
I
ridiculous.
did the pre-season, so...
Do you think if you'd been able to just do what you did?
Y no hacer la pretemporada de una persona de 37 años es bravo. Y se ve en la cancha. Porque él puede decir todo lo que quiera, pero Ten Hag lo ha puesto partidos de Europa League contra cuadros mediocres y no ha rendido. Ha errado cada gol. Un partido que era ya alevoso la desesperación de los compañeros para que haga un gol y no podía. O sea, también tiene que hacer un poco de autocrítica. El nivel de Ronaldo bajó. Más allá de que el año pasado andaba bien y todo lo que vos quieras, tampoco los números eran una locura. Y bajó el nivel. Tal vez sea por la pretemporada, por todos los problemas que tuvo fuera de la cancha, pero hay que ser realista que el nivel ha bajado de Cristiano.
Last season, you just carried on scoring?
For sure. You think I did learn to score goals? Maybe I'm not motivated that I'm supposed to be, probably. As I told you before, Piers, I'm a human being. I feel the things. I'm not perfect. But my motivation is not the same that I was a few months ago. I hope to change.
Do you feel like you need a fresh challenge?
I'm not saying if it's fresh challenge, but let's see. I cannot answer right now because my focus is for the World Cup. But I don't know. Maybe it's good for Manchester and probably it's good for me as well to have a new chapter, probably, but I don't know. If I will be back, I will be the same Cristiano, but I hope people
Se tiene que ir.
being on my side
No
and
tiene
let me
sentido para él
shine
ni para el
like
club.
I did all the clubs and all years.
What is the truth about other clubs making offers for you? Some people have said there were no offers at all. I happen to know that there was a gigantic one from Saudi Arabia. I mean,
For
it was like
example,
350 million euros for 2
Es obvio que
seasons.
ese tipo de oferta la va a tener.
true. Yes, it's true.
That's a staggering sum of money,
Yes.
which you turned down.
In that moment, yes.
I mean, that to me says you're not just about the money.
It's what I'm gonna mention now. They say many garbage things that if you are agent, what you're gonna do? You go the clubs, but George Mendes, for example, have more than 100 players, and they go Chelsea, they go Arsenal. They always mention Cristiano Ronaldo. They offer Cristiano. Please, let's be honest. Who's the most expensive player, salary player that Premier League have in history? It's me, even with 37 years old. Why they gonna they even offer me
Nah, ahora creo que ya no gana más. No sé si alguno del City o el o Salah ahora que lo renovar.
to Sporting or Napolis? I will be honest with you. I didn't have many clubs, but I have many offers of the other clubs, which is I didn't change because I didn't.
Eso está claro. Ahí estamos de acuerdo. Tiene muchas ofertas, pero no de clubes grandes como los que él quiere ir porque no lo pueden pagar o porque no lo necesitan o porque no encaja directamente en los planes que quiere. Lo que sí tiene el club es contiene mucha plata, Arabia, tal vez de Estados Unidos, otro tipo de ligas más chicas que bueno, lo pueden pagar y bueno, es una bomba de marketing, ¿no? Más allá de que cualquiera de esas ligas, Ronaldo sí seguro te hace 20 goles de liga por año tranquilamente.
Plan to do it, but I have. But what the press keeping say and the garbage press say that nobody want me, which is completely wrong. And I was happy here, to be honest. I was motivated to do it, a great season here. But they continue to repeat. Nobody want Cristiano. How they don't want a player who last year scored 32 goals with national team.
I mean, that's the point I don't get, because there are people out there, and you see them, you hear them, and they say, well, he's not the player he used to be. As if somehow at 37 you're going to be as good as you were at 21.
Normal. Everyone
But
changed.
you are the greatest 37-year-old anyone's ever seen, right? And you're still extremely fit. So it just seems to me nothing's changed from the player I saw banging in hat-tricks last season, except that you have a coach who doesn't want to start you.
A few months, what they're going to change? There's nothing.
Do you feel like you
but
can
it's
still
normal.
be a top player?
But for me, it's stupid question when the people say, they are not the same. Nobody is the same. Day by day, we're getting old. Every one of us. You understand? It's normal. You have to adapt. And I think nobody in this game have this brain that adapts with his age. I'm not want to be cocky to say that I'm the same that when I was 20. Of course, no. But I'm adapt and I be smart to know my strength, what I'm good to do. And I'm still playing the high level and I score goals and I will continue to score goals if my mind is clear and happy and if the people surround me that help me to be a successful player, especially the coach, the president.
Traducimos esto, necesita un equipo que juegue para él, que juegue en un sistema que sea para el físico y lo que él puede dar ahora. Y lamentablemente eso en el Manchester no lo va a tener. El sistema de juego de Ten Hag no encaja con un 9 como él. Así que claramente no la veo. Y más en la Premier League. Y no sé honestamente qué equipo grande que pueda llevarlo a competir a los niveles que él quiere lo va a comprar y va a armarse en torno a él cuando él ya tiene 37 años. O sea, ¿qué le quedará a Ronaldo en la elite? A este nivel, nada le queda. Si hace una tremenda Copa del Mundo, bueno, capaz que mete un añito más. Pero no lo veo.
And directives. But when you feel that the energy don't go surround you, it's difficult you to be yourself, which has happened. This is what's happened with me. But what they say the last 3 months is completely garbage and wrong. They say that I offer me this and that, and many presidents and directives speak about they reject from me. It's completely lie. They lie because it's not what's happened. I had many clubs, not many. a few clubs that they want me to sign, and I didn't go because I feel comfortable here. This is the truth.
How easy is it to turn down £350 million to kick a football for 2 years in Saudi Arabia?
It's hard, it's hard, but in the same way, I thought that I was very happy here, that I'm still capable to score goals and make people up.
Is it also that you want to keep playing at the highest level? That you want to play Champions League football? You want to keep breaking records? Is it, again, it comes back to my gut feeling about you, that if it was just about money, you'd be in Saudi Arabia, right, earning this king's ransom, but that's not what motivates you. You want to keep at the top.
Exactly, because I thought I still believe that I can score many goals and help the team, because I still believe that I'm still good and capable to help national team, even Manchester United. But if you don't feel surround you that the energy is in your side, it's difficult. Of course, the criticism is going to exist all the time. 37 is still not the same, but I want to see if some guy of my age maintain the level that I show. You're not going to teach me that. No.
A mí cada vez que habla de la edad se me viene a la cabeza Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs creo que se retiró con 40 y en los últimos años de la carrera hacía yoga y todo para poder jugar. Y es un tipo que aceptó que no podía jugar todos los partidos de titular, una cantidad de minutos. Y lo ponían con Ferguson, me acuerdo que lo ponía en momentos puntuales de partido y siempre jugaba bien y siempre ayudaba y hacía una diferencia. Pero Ronaldo no acepta eso. Ronaldo quiere jugar a titular y todo el partido. Entonces es complicado. Con esa edad es complicado. Él lo puede hacer, no a un nivel alto, pero lo puede hacer porque está. El físico que tiene Cristiano es impresionante.
Nobody gonna teach me that. I know.
Are you as fit as you've ever been, do you think?
Yes. In this moment, I feel very good. I believe that I'm gonna do an amazing World Cup. I'm prepared, physically and mentally. But Piers, it is what it is. Life is good. I'm good. My mental is good. I'm happy to do this
me voy a hacer
interview
un
with you.
café y seguimos. Porque esto está larguísimo. Bueno,
You're going to generate
seguimos.
polemic.
Of course.
But Cristiano.
But they would anyway, right? I mean, they've all had their say, and now you're entitled to have your say. And you know better than anybody because you are Cristiano Ronaldo.
They criticize me when I don't speak. Of course, when I'm going to speak, they're going to criticize me even more. But it's something that I can deal with that. I know I'm going to disappoint a few people. Maybe I'm going to make happy a few people, but it is what it is. The life it's completely difficult. We have obstacles in our lives, and I will keep running to fight against the people who don't believe me. And the life is a challenge, and I want the people that they are wrong when they say that.
If you do leave United, and I accept that this is not a done decision either way, but if you do, and it seems to me like it's more likely than not as we sit here, what would your message be to Manchester United fans who've had to read all this stuff all year and probably have a very mixed idea about where the truth lies? What would you say to them if you do end up leaving?
It's hard for me to say that I will not be back to Manchester United, but regardless, as you say, it's let's see what's going to happen. But as I told you before, the fans for me always will be in my side, will be always in my heart. I see during the days when I go to the street, the love, the passion the people have for me, the respect. I hope that they never forget the things that I will continue to do it, not only in the past, but in the present too. Manchester will be always in my side. The fans will be always in my side. Doesn't matter what's going to happen. And I appreciate the love that they send for me all the time, even when I'm done play. Even when they criticize me, they always will be in my heart. So thank you to all the supports. I hope to see you soon. And they always will be in my heart.
And what about Sir Alex, the man who persuaded you to come back again? Really, like a father figure to you, really, in many ways, like another father to you. What's his take on everything that's been happening? What's his opinion of all this?
I don't speak with him like 1 month ago, but it's always on my side. He always understands me. He knows better than nobody that the club is not on the path that they deserve to be. He knows. Everyone knows. The people who don't see that is because they don't want to see. They are blamed. the fans, they are always the answer and the passion for the game. Manchester belongs to the fans, but they should know the truth. The infrastructure, they are not good. They should change. If not, Manchester not going to be where they used to be when Sir Alex Ferguson, David Gill was. And I hope to be part, if they count with me, to help the club to be successful. If not, the life will continue. I will continue to my journey. I will continue to make fans happy and score goals and do it tricks and everything. And it's good. It's part of my journey.
Up next, Ronaldo and Lionel Messi and the World Cup in Qatar.
Bueno, yo creo que cerró un poco el tema de lo de Manchester. Yo qué sé, es complicado. Yo creo que inicialmente a Ronaldo no lo tendrían que haberlo traído. Lo trajeron porque justo la Juventus lo quería, se quería deshacer de él porque no lo podían pagar y estaban fundiendo el club. Y bueno, empezó a sonar con el City y bueno, antes de que venga el City, o sea, ya es cualquiera que él quiera ir al City, pero bueno, si terminaba en el City va a ser un problema grande para el Manchester, para él, o sea, se arruinaba el legado totalmente con el United. Y bueno, en cuanto se metió el club lo trajeron, pero bueno, primero daño colateral, Cavani, que ya estaba jugando, estaba a un nivel más o menos ahí, así que no, por suerte no se venía lesionando. Ya está, traes a Ronaldo, lo tenés que poner a Ronaldo, Cavani al banco. Ya está. Un jugador que se había traído para ver si explotaba un poco más ahí arriba y un sueldo carísimo también Cavani. Quedó al pedo, con Ronaldo con otro sueldo carísimo, los dos simultáneamente. O sea, no tenía mucho sentido haberlo traído en ese momento. Y bueno, la primera temporada rindió, pero ya la segunda, a pique la cosa.
World Cup potentially.
Bueno, creo que la voy a dejar por acá porque ya va a hablar de la Copa del Mundo y no sé qué más dijo de Messi. La verdad, no me interesa. Lo más que me interesaba era el tema del Manchester. Mi opinión final sobre todo el tema es que, bueno, una lástima que termine así el legado de Ronaldo en el club. Porque, bueno, para mí es en la etapa que jugó en el Manchester, los últimos 2 años que jugamos final de Champions con el Chelsea, la ganó. Y en el siguiente año, una bestia. Para mí, la mejor versión de Ronaldo y el mejor jugador del mundo en ese momento por lejos, por encima de Messi, de cualquiera, una bestia. Pero a mí me gustaba más por banda, como jugaba antes. Winger, con un físico grande, pero no tan trabado como está ahora. Y bueno, le permitía, tenía una velocidad, una agilidad, bueno, la pegada, era una bestia. La verdad que increíble. Después, bueno, cambió un poco a este 9 más goleador, que bueno, también es muy bueno, pero bueno, la verdad yo prefería más esa versión de Cristiano con 27, 26 que volaba. Y bueno, en ese momento eligió irse al Madrid, que no estuvo nada bueno, pero en ese momento sí que se sufrió. Y bueno, pues hizo su carrera, explotó y la bestia que fue la bestia o es que está ahora, pero me parece que no era el momento para traerlo ahora y el club está en quilombo total y ahora como que recién está empezando a reestructurar y él claramente no va con esa reestructuración, no se lleva con el técnico, no es un jugador para el estilo del técnico. Eh, Me parece que es el momento para que él siga por otro lado y porque no sé, no hay vuelta a esta situación. Lo único positivo que va a dejar de esto, Ronaldo, creo, de todo esto, es que fue directamente contra los Glazers, que es el cáncer que tiene el club. Y bueno, que hay que quedarse con eso, porque el resto creo que, sumado a su edad, el orgullo, los problemas familiares que ha tenido, no ha tenido buenas actitudes ni pensamientos. Me parece que no concuerdo con él en muchas cosas. Ni cómo ha calificado a Rangnick, a Ten Hag. Me parece que también con Neville y con Rooney me parece que la meo un poco fuera del tarro, pero bueno, él es así y bueno, vamos a ver cómo le va la Copa del Mundo, pero me parece que está para bajar unos cambios en la exigencia y bueno, seguir haciendo goles, pero a un nivel más tranquilo y tal vez en un club más estructurado y prolijo que el United. No sé, esa es mi opinión.